Welcome back to Forever Sport, where we covered the Ulster Bulls game in round 16 of the URC. A disappointing result for the Bulls, who went down 32-23. Um, very, very unfortunate, and I'll tell you why now. Um, First half, that started off terribly for the Bulls when Banakone came in and scored a try in the 3rd minute of the game, converted. It was looking very dire for the Bulls, who conceded within about three plays actually from Ulster. But then they started to get it together a little bit, and actually landed up coming through that first half considerably. It was a tight game of contrition, with a try there from Orange, who was absolutely brilliant throughout the game, assisted by Canon Reed, who managed to have a little chip over the top there. He was actually passed the ball by Orange. Once he regathered from his own chip, he then passed it back onto Orange, who went in under the sticks. A fantastic try, and one that kind of broke the mold for the Bulls a little bit, who seemed to be lacking a bit of impetus in attack. Followed up then by a try from Berger. It was just very well calculated. There was a lot of pressure, a lot of patience, well rounded all round. Nothing too exciting, but just exactly what was needed in the moment. However, Ulster stayed in the game with a couple of penalties. We've got Doak, who came in and he was just slotting them really from everywhere. And so we landed up with a first half that was 20-12. And the Bulls were looking very good at that point. So I must say that we were pretty surprised here during the stream, and as well as I could tell from commentators at TV that the Bulls, if they continue with the form, certainly up in that game. As it happened, though, they came into that second half and they were struggling quite a bit. Once again, they conceded within the first 3 minutes of that second half. Very unfortunate try there, after a yellow card to Ulrich Lowe, who had been unfortunately on the receiving end, because a number of mauls had gone the way of Ulster, and they had built up pressure, and Bulls had consistently been giving away penalties around those mauls, and so Ulrich Lowe was just the victim of a build-up of that pressure. And immediately after that yellow card, which is very close to the Bulls' own line, we had Stewart go in and converted by Doak. Again, that pressure from those mauls was just consistent, just no later. And so the forwards had a lot of dominance in that time, and rightly so. They looked the better team at that point. Again, Stewart, who turned out to be man of the match, actually came in with another try around 54 minutes in, again converted by Doak. Again, another maul who set that up for him, and put him in position to just turn over. He found a fantastic spot there, just right around the ruck. He's actually held up a little bit, didn't look like he'd get there, and he reached over and managed to put it down just around his back. So fantastic try there by him. At that point, the Bulls were scrambling, not looking good. They'd been down a man, and it was not going all that well. Chris Smith managed to pull back a couple of points there, though, with a penalty, immediately given back in the 72nd minute by Doak. And then we had a Bismarck du Plessis yellow card, which will be a huge talking point in this week to come. But effectively, Billy Burns had turned his back while he was in a tackle, and Bismarck du Plessis had come to get him off of, I think it was Harold Foster. And unfortunately, it seems that the call was that he had dug a shoulder in, no wrap around the player. It looked very clear that there was a wrap. It didn't look particularly high either, but Billy Burns seemed to have crawled down into a heap, which warranted a review of what had caused that. And obviously, Bismarck du Plessis, being him, was caught on the wrong side of that, and I'm sure his reputation didn't help him. With that yellow card in place at 75 minutes, it looked like a done deal for Ulster. There was some initiative there by Stefan Kuntz, who came on for Kirtley Orense, who was nursing a bit of a thigh injury, but just not enough to get them over the line, with Cooney slotting a penalty in the 79th minute to end the game. To see some stats that came out at the end of this, we have 4 tries to 2 scored in favour of Ulster. a huge possession stat in favor of the Bulls, 63 to 37. That's just indicative of the way that the Bulls have played. Unfortunately, they were just unable to get any momentum going. So while they had a lot of the ball, they weren't able to do much with it. And so their gain and their territory possessions stats weren't great. They only beat a total of 15 defenders with that 63 possession, which is just not good enough, to be very honest. Ulster, on the other hand, with their 37% possession, beat 7 defenders, and so they were just clinical. Wasn't much in it. It wasn't a very fluid game, but the Ulster definitely had their defense up. They made 197 tackles to the Bulls' 82, and only missed 15 compared to the Bulls' 7. Both with a tackle success rate of 93. However, it just wasn't going to be the day for the Bulls, who weren't showing much initiative on attack. A lot of one-off running, and one would call it almost clinical, old-style South African rugby, where they were hoping to just kind of bash over their opponents. It worked out for them, unfortunately. So, for the Bulls, what comes next? They're still sort of the table. They are able to get into a playoff position. They'll need to win from here on out. The same goes for the Sharks and the Lions. As for Ulster, this is a fantastic win for them, places them well up on the URC log. They're now sitting comfortably in third, not too far off from the Stormers, in fact. And they'll be very happy with the result and rightly deserve the win there. So, in summary, South African teams have a lot of work to do, the Bulls in particular, and we'll see how it goes from there. Until next time, see you then.